Okay. Okay. So good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. Again, it's another moment for us to pick on our regular discussions on a monthly basis. Actually, we had missed out on our April session, so this is coming in as a way to catch up on our last session for April. We'll be having two sessions this June, and this is the first. We'll be having another at the end of the month. I hope it comes as a surprise to a couple of you, the topic we'll be handling at the end of the month. But again, it's to say thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for turning in. So for those who are joining us for the very first time, Career Chats with Nangla is just a platform, an online platform where we try to provide support to people struggling to grow their careers or who need tips on how to excel in specific areas through webinars and also individual mentorship, coaching, guidance, CV reviews, and what have you. So if you're on board today, we have a session we're going to be discussing, and our topic for today will be around our understanding logistics and supply chain management. So with us today is our guest all the way from Nigeria, Madam Khadija, and I would go right ahead to introduce her. So she takes us right straight into our topic of discussion for today. So who then is our guest for today? Madam Khadija Yusuf is a passionate scholar and lecturer in logistics and supply chain. Um, she is a passionate scholar and lecturer in logistics and supply chain management at the Nigerian Defense Academy. She is dedicated to academic excellence, leadership, research, and empowering young people through education and mentorship. She is also a member of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management, CIPSM, with strong interest in procurement, entrepreneurship, and community development. So, with this background, you understand that she's a guru in her own area of work. So, thank you again, Madam Yusuf Khadija, for accepting to come on today and share with us your wealth of experience. Thank you so much for coming. And how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much. Thank
Okay.
you, Madam Marita. Appreciate it. It's a pleasure being on your platform. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. It's good to have you. So, meanwhile, we have interpretation just for logistics, and we have interpretation. If you want to get interpretation, probably she will be presenting in English, but there is also presentation for French interpretation. So you could click on, I know on your side you should be seeing a globe on the right bottom corner of your screen. Just click on the globe and then it would give you room to choose the language you would want the interpretation to be in. And we also just please want to say that kindly mute your microphone once you're not speaking, and maybe also turn off your camera in order to help us manage with the network and bandwidths. And there will definitely be time for us it's going to be a very interactive session. Just get ready for that. And please, I'm looking forward to you all taking part actively in the session. So please do not go away from your device with your phone or your laptop. Please just stay glued. Madam Khadija intends to make this very, very interactive, and I hope you're going to love it. So please just in case you have a question, many times we like taking questions just at the end of the session. But if there is a question you would like to ask in between, feel comfortable to raise your hand just so that we are able to take it in a much more coordinated manner. Just raise up your hand and we would be more than happy to call you in to ask your question. You can also use the chat box to ask your questions. And speaking of the chat box, please kindly introduce yourselves in the chat box. We often because we like to push for connectivity and building your professional network too. We would like that you introduce yourself by your name, where you're joining us today from. If you're comfortable, let us know what you do, and then add the link to the URL to your LinkedIn profile so people can click and immediately get access to your LinkedIn profile, then connect with you. This is how we build the network and connectivity as well. So with all of this setup being done, I guess we can go ahead and start with our session, if that's okay, with our presentation, if that's okay by you, Madam Khadija, if that's fine. Great. Perfect. I'm going to take the pins off so that it gives us a good view of the screen. So So guys, we are going to share a link in the form, a form in the chat as usual, which will allow us to write down our names, our email addresses, and our feedback from the session. That way we can be able to issue you attestations at the end of the session. So, Madam Khadija, I don't know, can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am, I can see.
Okay, perfect. So over to you. You are the captain now. So take us through.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. My name is Mrs. Khadija Yusuf. Once again, everybody, I greet you, the audience, the participants. You're welcome to this webinar, Understanding Logistics and Supply Chain Management. I welcome everybody, and I want this class to be a very interactive section because we need to look at two component words that people understood or they do not understand it practically in the logistic and supply chain language. So please, the audience, I want you to follow me as I take you on understanding logistics and supply chain management. Let me begin by asking this question. Have you ever wondered how our products that we use travels from the factories to the store and eventually gets to our houses? Do we think about how this product that we use all different products in our houses? How do they come? What are the activities that happens before this product gets to our houses? So, and that is why we need to understand what is behind it. So logistic and supply chain management, they are the system that are responsible for making these products available whenever and wherever customer need them. That is, we, the end users, we are the customers. When we need these products, this supply chain management, they make it, they are responsible, they are the system that are responsible for us to get these things available to us. So if you look at every industries that are into production and manufacturing, including our healthcare, the education system, the manufacturing, the defense, the agriculture, and e-commerce, they all depend on effective logistic and supply chain management. Let's take, for example, a bottle of water that we purchase, maybe in our locality, in our area. The raw materials sourced elsewhere. These raw materials that you source to get this bottled water is being sourced elsewhere. It is manufactured in another location, transported through several channels, and also the warehouse it, that is the storage, then going down to the retail distribution. All these activities form part of the supply chain. So, and that is why I said, understanding this logistic and supply chain management, we need to look at the activities that is happening around us. So this is just a short introduction about logistic, understanding logistic and supply chain management, why we run it through. Next, please. We have learning objectives of this topic that we are taking today. And we say that by the end of this section, we, the participants, we should be able to understand logistics and supply chain management, be able to differentiate the differences between logistics and supply chain management, to identify the key components of supply chain, and also help us to understand the modern supply chain challenges, the technological innovations, and appreciate the roles that logistics play in our economic development. So this is the learning objective that by the end of this, we should be able to understand all of these objectives. That's going to be our take home to understand what it is happening in supply chain management and logistics at large. Next, please. So now, why this topic matters? This topic matters, that is the logistic matters. Logistics affects almost every aspect of life. Without logistics, supermarkets will run out of food, our hospitals will lack medicines, the businesses, they will lose customers. Humanitarian aid will not reach disaster victims. Let's take, for instance, the reason why logistics matters. Let's look at during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. Logistic professionals ensures that these vaccines, medical equipment, and protective supplies, they reach our hospitals worldwide in order to provide for us the medicine and the vaccines that we need to treat the people affected. And if you look at all of these activities, it demonstrates the strategic importance of logistics. It shows that logistics is important because it is the movement that takes products or goods from one point to another, or the point of origin to the point of destination. So, and we are looking at how this logistics supports the global trade, how it enables our business growth, how it creates employment opportunities, and how it ensures product availability. So looking at the support healthcare delivery, that is the example that I gave using the COVID-19 pandemic. Are we together, please? If you are together, please let me hear logistics.
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 Thank you very much. Next, please. What is logistics? Next, please. What is logistics? The next slide. Okay, thank you very much. If you look at logistics, because we said logistics is an activity and is also a part of the supply chain management. From the definition, we said logistics is the planning, something you need to plan ahead because you need to plan all the activities that is necessary. It is a system that needs to be properly planned, needs to be properly implemented and controlled so as to get the effective and efficient movement and storage of goods, services, and information from the point of origin. I just said it earlier now, from the point of origin to the point of consumption or to the point of destinations. So looking at logistics, we say is the planning. We can also say is the controlling and the movement of storage, the goods, the services, and the information. This logistic, it has objectives to ensure the right products reaches the right place at the right time, in the right quantity, and at the right cost. It must ensure all the rights. We have rights of place, of price, of quantity, of quality, and of time. That is, this product that a consumer or a customer needs to be arrived at the right time. That is, the delivery time needs to be accurate, so as to, because if the delivery time is not accurate, it's going to affect their own activities too. And that is why now, if you look at, we have 7 rights of logistics. And what are these rights? I just mentioned it now. I said logistic that is into planning, into controlling the movement and storage of goods, need to have the right products, the right quantity, the right condition. That is, the product needs to be in the right condition, in the right place, in the right time, and also your right customer and the right cost. Let me take one of these rights, the right products. Let's take, for instance, if you are to deliver a product to customer A, and also at that time you have an order placement from another customer of customer B. If by mistake the logistic activities is not well planned, and the product for customer A is being switched to that of customer B, there's a deficiency, and the planning and the activities of that logistic is not effective, because there's no right product that is being delivered to meet up to the demand of the customer that needs that particular product. And another empirical example that we can look at is when we look at the Jumia or the Amazons. Jumia or Amazons, they deliver an order to your home. Logistic activities are taking place through the process of that delivery, from their point of origin to your own point of consumption, or to your point of destination, which is your home, the final consumers. We have final consumers, we have customer. There are differences between customers and consumers. Customers are those people that buy a product to reproduce, to resell, while consumers are those people that just buy to consume directly without producing to resell. Are we together, please? Am I communicating? Are we understanding?
Yeah.
Can I move on?
Okay, you have 2
Can I
thumbs up.
move on?
Yeah, you have 4 thumbs up, 5.
Okay, thank you. So now, looking at the slide here, we have key activities. What are those activities that is taking place in logistics? Logistics has to involve transportation, because it is the work of transportation that helps this movement to be achieved effectively and efficiently. We have warehousing. I'm going to talk about these activities in my next slide, but let's get familiar with it here. We have transportation, which is the movement. The warehousing is the storage. The inventory management is the level at which you need to check your inventory, to check your minimum order, your maximum, and your buffer level. These are things that I will explain, because each of these activities is a heading in the slide. So I will still explain it better. I'm just introducing it here. Then the packaging is the branding, the labeling, and the way we package this from this, the fragile goods. The one that is fragile, you need to package it well. Then the material handling, the way you move your goods, either in of the warehouse to the vehicle that is transporting these products. Then the distribution channels. We have distribution channels before it gets to the final consumers. These distribution channels, we can see them as the small depots, before it gets to the retailers, then to the final consumers. Next slide, please. Next.
Okay.
What is supply chain management? The logistic that we've been talking about previously is a part of supply chain management. And we see supply chain management as an activity that encompasses all the activities that is happening in the organization. It encompasses all the units from the procurement to the purchasing, marketing, production departments, to the after the production, to the packaging, to the distribution. Every activity that is involved in producing a particular product, it is supply chain management. And all of these, they need to be interconnected together so as to achieve the predetermined aims and objectives of an organization. And for every business organization, their primary aims and objective is to achieve profit maximization. And you cannot achieve profit maximization if all your activities are not well managed and planned and interconnected to all of these activities, to all of these units in the department, in the organization, so as to come together to produce a high quality goods that needs to be delivered to the final consumers. Because if you are looking at you maximizing profits, on the process of maximizing profits, you need to put into consideration your customers, because it is because of your customers that you are in the business. So if your customers are not well satisfied, if they are not well given a high good quality of goods or products that is being placed or demanded for, you will not achieve, your supply chain management is not achieved. But when these customers are satisfied, definitely your supply chain management is achieved. So, and that is why we look at supply chain management as is broader than the logistic aspects. It involves coordinating all organizations' activities that is involved in creating value. You need to create value for customers. That is what supply chain management is all about. You need to create value for customers, and it begins with suppliers, to the manufacturers, to the warehouses, to the distributors, to the retailers, and to the final customers or consumers, respectively. So all of this need to be achieved. And when you are achieving these objectives, the key objective is to maximize customer value while minimizing your total supply chain costs. Let's take, for instance, an empirical example. Let's look at a clothing company that manages cotton supply. They have the cotton suppliers, the textile, they are into textile manufacturers, these warehouses. All of these people need to be involved so as to achieve these clothing activities. Because for you to have a clothing manufacturing organization, you need to source for your suppliers. You outsource. You might use single source of supply or multiple source of supply. And if you are looking at your multiple source, you need to be sure that these suppliers need to meet up to your time so that your production time will not be delayed. Anything you are doing, that is why all of these people need to coordinate together. They need to manage all these activities from the sourcing down to the procurement. Your sourcing needs to be good. You need to have a reliable supplier that will source this raw material and they will not give you. Because if you are looking at the outcome of a product, we said the outcome of a product is to achieve a high quality product. And before you can achieve a high quality product, it starts from your sourcing. You don't just source for supplier just to get the raw material for getting sake. No, you need to get your source material from a reliable source of supplier. You have to have that cordial relationship with your supplier so as to achieve your good source of raw material. Then how you now go to the procurement activities, the purchasing of that raw material that you want to take. Then when the procurement departments are done, down to the production scheduling, that is the breaking down, the manufacturing of this clothing that you want to do, then to the distribution, down to the final consumers. So all of these activities need to be effectively and efficiently managed so as to achieve. And the reason for supply chain management, it is because supply chain management wants us to really work together. It has a kind of intercontinental kind of teamwork, that there's a synergy between all the departments. Is a chain. That is why that chain there, this supply chain management, the chain means that all departments need to work hand in hand so as to achieve the primary aims and objective, a predetermined goals and objective of an organization. And for every organization to achieve their goals, from their long-term goals to the short-term, all of these people need to work together so as to achieve a particular product. And that is why I'm giving an example of what we use frequently, our supplies that we use at home, the bottled water, our bread, the supplies that we use. There are activities that have taken place before this particular product gets down to our house. There are members. There is a coordination kind of chain that interwove all these members in the supply chain that ensure that you get the right quality at the right time, in the right place and condition, and even in the right quantity that is being demanded for. Are we together, please?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, you have to
Yes, ma'am. Hope I'm not rushing.
3. We have 4 thumbs up, like 5. We have many being pumped up.
We are
Okay.
together.
Thank you, class.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, class. Next slide, please.
Okay.
The next slide now, we talked about the differences between logistics and supply chain management. From my definition, from my examples, we said logistics is the part of supply chain management, because I just explained now that supply chain management encompasses all the departments, all the units in an organization, whilst logistics is a part of supply chain. And if you look at logistics, they focuses on the movement and storage. That is just like their own function out of the general organization or the general business. They focus only on the movement and storage of goods. They are also operational. They are parts. I just explained this now. They are part of supply chain management. They connect with delivery. They connect with delivery. So think of supply chain management as an orchestra, while logistics is one section of the orchestra, if that will make sense. Supply chain management ensures all these sections play together harmoniously to achieve the aims and objectives of the organization. That is what that is what supply chain plays. It plays that all of this, it focuses on the entire network of the work that we are doing, that this thing we want to achieve it. Let's all come together to achieve this particular thing that we want to talk about. This particular thing we want to achieve. We have a set goal, we have a target to meet. So what is our target now? Our target is to produce a high quality bread, a high quality table water, a tasteless water, and of quality, and of what? And of a water that people will appreciate and come back. Let's have a return patronage. Because for every organization that is into business, that is not using their supply chain management effectively, it's possible there will not be a return patronage because people will not get to have that satisfaction. And another objective of supply chain managers, it is that you ensure that your customers are satisfied. Your customer needs to be satisfied by meeting up with their demands and orders, by meeting up to their delivery, timely delivery, by giving them the high quality of what is being ordered for. So when they are satisfied, they tend to have a return patronage. And when there's a return patronage, that is when the organization be in business. They will still be in business. There will not be anything called organizational decline. So they will still be in business, operating effectively. And as they are operating effectively, they are getting customer remarks, and they are into the business, and they are meeting up with their targeted goals of maximizing profit and also satisfying customers. So logistics is an aspect of supply chain. Supply chain is the entire network of the business. Thank you. Next, yes, you are good. You are good. Thank you. So now this is just to show us the supply chain network, how it works. Is a network, is a chain. So the flow of products. If you look at this, you see that there's a raw material suppliers. There are activities that is happening in getting these raw materials before he gets down to the manufacturers. Manufacturer produces, that is the production scheduling, to the warehouses, the storage, to the distributors, to the retailers and the customers. So if you look at this flow of products, it has explained the chain activities, the chain network of activities that is happening in supply chain management. And one of the primary aims of this networking of supply chain is just to achieve everything you are producing, from your sourcing of the raw material down to the final product to the customer, needs to be effectively and efficiently managed so that our customers will be satisfied. And when they are satisfied, we have achieved our goals, because our goals is just to produce a high quality product and also to satisfy our customers while we are maximizing profits. So this is just a network that shows the activities of supply chain network. Thank you. Next, please. Are we together? If you are here, please let me hear supply chain. Supply chain.
Supply chain.
Supply chain.
Supply chain.
Thank you. Now we have the three flows in supply chain management. This flows from the product flow, which is the movement of goods. Supply chain, they operate through this important flow. The product flow, that is the movement of goods. The information flow is the movement of information, the sharing of data and communication. Then the financial flow, which is the movement of money. Let me explain this. The movement of goods, it is as a result of from the raw material to the production to the finished goods, how these products are being moved. Because all of your activities is on a product. You are producing something. So this something that you are producing a product, and this product needs to be effectively moved. And as it's moving, there are activities that is happening in this flow. So now let's take, for example, now when a customer orders online, you want to order something online, this product, they move physically. The order details, they move electronically, while your payment moves financially. Do we get that example? The products that you order online, the products, they move physically. That is the movement of the goods. Why the information flow is the details, your order details, they move electronically, because it is online you are ordering and you are telling them your data, your address and all of that. So that is why we said the details move electronically. Why the financial, that is the payments, they move financially. So this three flow has to be involved in a product. This is something that we do on a day-to-day activities. It's our day-to-day for any day you just, for every day for our daily activities, we'll stand up, we want to get a product, and as we are getting this product, there's a payment, there's a movement of goods. I'm buying this, I'm paying, and I'm collecting. Okay, that information of how much is this is what I want, what is the details, let me see the description, this is how I want it. That is, we call it specification. Your order specification need to be properly informed. When you are placing an order, they need to know the quantity you are having, you are making, how is the standard of the quality, how is the number. The specification need to be well spelled out for the company or the organization to really understand what you really want, because they don't want to disappoint or don't want their customers to be dissatisfied. So for every information in your order placement, it needs to be well spelled out. The sharing of the data communication needs to be well spelled out, so that it will not tell you that, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm ordering, and this is how exactly I want it to come. And the financial flow, definitely I'm buying something, I'm purchasing something, definitely there should be a movement of money and payments. I'm giving you cash or money, you are giving me products in exchange. So these are the flow of activities that happens in supply chain management. Next, please. The role of transportation. We have been talking about movement. It is transportation that is happening. We have modes. If you look at this, our modes of transportation, we have different modes. And in logistic and supply chain management, these modes are being used according to the products that is being sourced for, according to the products that needs to be purchased, according to the products that needs to be delivered. That is when you check the use of these different modes of transportation that we have. We have the road, the rail, the air, the sea, and the pipeline. So looking at transportation is one of the most critical functions in logistics and supply chain management. It is very critical. Why is it critical? Because it physically connects the stages, all the stages that I've been talking about, it connects it to the supply chain. And as it's connecting, it is because it helps the raw materials to move from the suppliers down to the manufacturers, to the finished products, and also to move from factories to the finished goods. As it's moving from factories to warehouses and the goods that needs to be supplied down to our customers. So this course is so interesting that everything boils down to the final consumers, the final users. We call them consumers, customers, final users, end users. So these are the final users. And for you to look at the effectiveness of the activities of supply chain, it depends largely on how efficiently our transportation activities are managed. These activities of transportation, they need to be managed. And how is it being managed? Because if it's not being managed, your poor transportation of activities, it can lead to delays. And when your goods that you need to deliver leads to delay, it causes increase in cost. You have customer dissatisfaction. Your customers, they are not happy, they are not satisfied, and this is not the target. The disruption in business operation, everything stops. So that is why we have these 5 major modes of transportation. If you look at the road transportation, this one is most common use mode. They usually use this mode. And we have what we call the intermediate transportation, where there are 2 modes of transportation happening. Let's say, for instance, there's a supply or a delivery through the air transport. When he gets down to the airport, is the road that will continue, which is the car, the vehicle that will move it. So sometimes we have these 2, they call it intermodal. So there's intermodal transportation where 2 modes operate in the same time of activities. So looking at the road transport, the road modes of transportation, we say it is mostly used, and it is used for short and medium distance deliveries. Because why? It offers flexibility and door-to-door services. Down to the rail transportation. Rail transportation, this one is suitable for transporting large quantities of goods over long distance. They usually use it for long distance delivery at relatively low cost. It is cheaper, but it is long. So the reason why I said for different mode to different deliveries, imagine you want to supply a vaccine to an emergency. You can't use rail transportation mode of transport. Because why? It will delay, and what you want to achieve, it is not achievable. And we said for every of our activities, all of our activities need to be effectively achieved at the right time. So that word, at the right time, timely delivery, needs to be highly considered. So there are modes that need to be used for different products at the right time in the right place. So if you look at the air, this one, the air transportation is very fast. Is one of the, in fact, it's not even one, is the most fastest mode of the transportation. It is ideal for high value perishable or emergency goods. but it is, although it is expensive, but high valued or perishable goods that needs to be delivered timely, on time, it is advisable you use the air transportation mode. Then we have the sea. The sea transport, this one is the backbone of international trades and containers. It works across countries and continents at a lower cost. So the sea transport is the backbone of international trade. When you have your containers, you want to deliver a very large goods from country to country. That is why it said is international. It crosses border from one point of origin to point of destination. So pipeline, the pipeline mode of transport is primarily used for transporting liquid or gases such as crude oil, natural gases, and petroleum products. So when you are selecting a mode of transportation, you as an organization need to consider factors that you know that it will not affect any of this mode. And these factors you are considering, you need to consider your speed, the reliability, the product characteristics, that is the future, how fragile, how important, how of high value. You need to consider all of these product features. You need to consider your distance, and also you need to consider your customers' requirements on time. You need to consider customer. You see, I'm emphasizing on customer because customer are the reason why you are in the business. So they need to be satisfied. So let's take, for instance, now I'm ordering a product from online, let's say Amazon or Jumia, for instance. The moment I place an order, the product is picked from a warehouse. And if this product is picked from a warehouse, they need to transport it through various stages, all of this. They need to check which one will they use out of this mode before they get to me, their customers. They need to know which one is more effective that they will use to get to me, their customers. So, and as they are checking, they need to look at those key activities of what? The speed, the efficiency of the transportation, which is directly to be what? To be influenced by they, the supplier, down to me, the customers. They know that any of the mode they want to use is mode that needs to be of satisfactory to me, the customer, and also to boost their own business performance. So my audience that is listening to me this moment, I want you to have this key message on this transportation mode. It is that transportation is the lifeblood of logistics. Without transportation, products cannot move through the supply chain. Without transportation, products cannot move through the supply chain. And without this movement, there cannot be any trade, any commerce, and there will not be any customer service. So this is just for us to know the importance of transportation, because even after I've placed an order through my order placement and this organization or this company wants to fulfill my order, they must use this means of transportation through transportation down to logistics of the movement to their final consumers. So that is the key message to my audience, that transportation is the lifeblood of logistics. And without transportation, our products cannot move through supply chain. And when these products cannot move, without the movement, there cannot be any trade. There cannot be any customer service. Thank you. Next slide, please. Inventory management. Inventory management is fast back. Inventory management. Inventory management is the next slide. Back. Yes, thank you. Inventory management, I was introducing it the other time. I said inventory management is the process of planning. You control and monitor the flow of goods and material within an organization. And why are you controlling it? It is because you want to prevent stockouts. You want to meet your customer demand. You want to reduce your operational cost and improve your service quality. And as we are doing this, you need to ensure that it maintains the right quality, like I said, of the products at the right time, the right place to meet your customer demand, while you are minimizing cost. Inventory management, you should put into consideration minimization of cost. Your costs need to be minimized. And as you are minimizing your cost, you will still not give us a low quality. You will minimize your cost and still give us the right quality at the right time. So your inventory needs to be well managed. You need to check your maximum level, the minimum level, the reorder level, the buffer stock level. You should not go out of stock. As you are controlling your inventory management in your organization, if I make an order, there should be order placement. When there's order placement, there should be order fulfillment. For every order placement, there should be order fulfillment. There should not be nothing like stock out. So that is why inventory matters. I say why inventory matters, you should prevent stock out. And the primary objective of inventory management is that you should ensure product availability. You should minimize your inventory holding costs and also improve your customer service level. You will need to support the smooth production and distribution operations. And as they are doing that, you also reduce your waste and inefficiency. So all of this, your inventory management needs to be accurate. It needs to be accurate because for every order placement, there's no any other word for it. There should be order fulfillment. As they are placing this order, there should be order fulfillment of it. So, and there are different types of inventory. We have the raw material, that is the material used in the production processes. We have the work in progress. That is the products that are still being manufactured, work in progress, WIP. We have the finished goods. That is already completed product that is ready for sale to move out. Then we have what we call MRO, the maintenance, repair, and operations. These are supplies, that they are materials that is used to support your product activities. So example of this MRO, they are your lubricants, the screw, the nuts that you use to your machinery. These two, we call them inventory. They are MRO. They are the maintenance, repair, and operations. So organization, they use inventory management techniques. We have techniques too that you can use. We have EOQ, economic order quantity. We have JIT. These are techniques. Just in time, JIT, just in time. We have ABC analysis. This ABC analysis is a technique that organizations use in their inventory management. The A is for high value inventory. You place it on the high value inventory. These ones are like the most expensive kind of your assets. They are placed under A analysis. The B, the middle, then the C, under the rack and files analysis. Then we have the reorder point system. So let me give you an empirical example of this inventory management for our understanding. Let's consider a supermarket. If a supermarket stocks excessive quantities of milk, for instance, some of this milk may expire before they are being sold. And as a result, it will result to losses. So for us to avoid this, that you need to check your inventory management effectively, it is that if the stock of this milk is too little, customer may not find the products. And if it's too much again, if they did not find the products, for instance, they will go to other shops, they will go elsewhere. And that means you are not meeting up. So if you are not meeting up, your effective inventory management is not working. So for you to have effective inventory management, you need to have it on the maximum. You know where you are on the minimum, you know when you are on the reorder level, where you are supposed to reorder, emergency, buffer stock, you reorder immediately so as to avoid stock out. So now, for effective inventory management, it helps the supermarket now to maintain their optimum stock level. And when your stock level is on the optimum, you tend to satisfy your customer demand, and while you are controlling your stock, you are controlling your cost. And as you are the reason for controlling stock cost is that you don't want to go out of stock, you don't want to overstock, and you don't want to be like you don't have stock to meet up to your customers. So similarly, we can also look at, for more understanding, let's look at an hospital, for example. When hospital inventory management is crucial, you will see that hospital is even the most crucial part of inventory management, because the shortages of any essential medicine in the hospital or medical supplies, they can directly affect patient care and safety. So that is why your inventory level need to be well managed. Your level of inventory, your minimum, your maximum, your minimum, your reorder level need to be what of accuracy. And because if you don't look, if it's not accurate, you see the challenges you have. If it's not well managed, you see challenges of overstocking. You overstock, you are tying down costs. Challenges of understocking, you cannot meet up to demand. Obsolescence, goods are expiring, outdated. Storage costs, even the warehouse too is a facility that is taking all of these costs. So inventory management needs to be well managed. So to my audience, the key message on inventory management is that inventory management is about achieving the right balance, not too much and not too little. The goal is to ensure that products are available when needed, while you are maintaining you are minimizing your costs associated with storing and managing inventory. The key message here is that we should be able to achieve the right balance, not that your stock will be too much, that is overstocking, and you should not be too little, understocking, so that you can achieve your predetermined goals to ensure that your products are available when they are rightly needed. And as you are doing this, you are also minimizing your cost, because through minimization of cost is by ensuring that you do not overstock and you do not understock. Because when you understock and you need it as emergency demand, you will go and buy, you go and outsource in the high price. And as you are buying in the high price, your raw material, it will affect your outcome of your product, which your customer might not find it likely to buy your product in the high price where you are giving them your price. So now that is the reason why you need to minimize your costs. Your costs need to be minimized. And for you to minimize costs, you need to plan your inventory management level accurately. Next, please. Warehousing. We have functions of warehousing. One of the functions of warehousing is storage, consolidation, sorting, packaging, cross-docking, distribution. These major functions so let me tell you, let's ask, what is warehousing? Before we see the function, we need to know what warehousing is all about. Warehousing is a critical component of logistics and supply chain management. It involves the storage of goods and material at strategic locations before they are distributed to manufacturers, to retailers, or to the final customers. And traditionally, we can look at warehousing as what? As storage facilities. However, we have modern warehouses now. We have warehouses that evolve into sophisticated distribution centers. They also perform a very wide range of value-adding activities. So today, warehousing plays a strategic role in ensuring products are available when customers need them. That is what brought about these functions. You need to store at the right time so as to what? To meet up with your customers. So what is now these functions of storage? Your storage is like you are keeping your goods safe until they are needed. You store them until they are needed. The consolidation, that's we are combining your products from different suppliers into a single shipment. That is consolidation, combining the combination of products from different suppliers. You have a different supplier A, B, C. So you combine all of this, your supply, into a single shipment of moving to save it. You have bought from A, B, C, then you combine in a single shipment. Then we have the packaging. Your packaging, that is the way you pack your goods, the packaging of your goods for easy movements so as to avoid spillage, breakage, thefts. So your packaging is one of another key aspect of warehousing. It needs to be well packed. Then what is this cross-docking? Cross-docking simply means transferring your goods directly from incoming vehicle to outgoing vehicle with minimal storage time. Like you are cross-docking, from the English word cross-docking, from a moving vehicle. Like you are transferring a goods that is already directly from incoming vehicle to what? To outgoing. The goods is not landing. As the vehicle is coming, they are moving the goods from it and putting it in another vehicle to take out. This is just usually is another way of warehousing, but is in a what? A minimal storage time. So warehousing, they provide us with several benefits. As an organization, it gives us several benefits. It helps to improve customer service. And how does it improve customer service? That is by ensuring that products are available, product availability. They reduce transportation costs through the shipment consolidation. It also helps to support efficient inventory management. It protects products from damage, theft, and environmental factors. And it also helps organizations respond quickly to fluctuations in demand. So these modern warehouses now that we are using now, it's increasingly utilize technology. They are using technology now, most warehouses. That's where we have the WMS, that is WMS is warehouse management system. This warehouse management system is a kind of way of managing the system of your warehousing. Every activities in this warehousing need to be managed, such as we also have barcodes and RFID. RFID, that is the radio frequency identification. This radio frequency, is the radio waves that tracks and identify our goods. It's one of the technology aspect of warehousing, the modern warehousing now that is being used. RFID, radio frequency
Utilise par exemple
identification.
le RFID, identification par fréquence radio. Ce sont juste des bandes de radio qui suivent et identifient les biens. Nous avons aussi le système automatique qui utilise l'intelligence artificielle et les robots. J'ai un exemple pour cela qui pourra nous permettre de mieux comprendre cette technique de stockage. Donc, supposons une entreprise de e-commerce comme Amazon. Je l'utilise parce que c'est l'application la plus utilisée. Par exemple, dans plutôt Jumia, lorsque l'on commande sur Jumia, le produit est stocké. Car ce produit, comme nous le savons, une fois que vous faites votre commande, elle est déjà dans un entrepôt. Alors, le personnel ou le système automatique de l'inventaire trouve ce produit qui est déjà stocké dans cet entrepôt. Et à travers un système automatique pour un personnel, ou que ce soit le WMS ou RFID, il vous trouve votre produit, le retire de l'entrepôt, l'emballe de manière appropriée et le prépare pour être livré. Et pendant qu'il se prépare pour l'envoi, ceci ne représente que l'efficacité de l'entrepôt, ce qui affecte aussi votre livraison, la rapidité et la satisfaction client. Que ce soit en logistique ou en gestion des chaînes d'approvisionnement, nous devons comprendre que tout cela revient juste à votre point de sourcing, à toutes les étapes de l'organisation jusqu'au client final.
however you want to
Cependant,
identify them.
nous
So
devons
another
chercher à les
example is like
identifier.
maybe a
Alors, un autre
pharmaceutical
exemple
warehouse.
serait
They
peut-être
store
dans un
medicine
entrepôt
under what?
pharmaceutique
Under a controlled temperature, like
où tous les
vaccines,
produits sont
a
stockés sous
controlled temperature
des
condition.
températures contrôlées.
So there need to be a proper
Hein?
warehousing that will ensure that this
Ils
medication
sont
remains
des
safe
entrepôts
and effective before
adaptés de
they
façon
reach
à
the
ce que les
hospital
médicaments
and
restent
patients.
sécurisés et efficaces
So to
avant
my
d'atteindre les
audience,
patients et les hôpitaux.
the key
Alors,
message
à
to
mon
my audience is
public,
that
le message clé
warehouses are no
est
longer
que
just
l'entreposage
places
n'est pas
where goods
juste
are
une
stored,
localisation où
but they
les,
are
où les
strategic
produits sont
hubs
rangés,
that
mais ce sont
connect supply
des
with
points
demand,
stratégiques
and
qui
it also
relient
enhances our customer
l'offre, la
services,
demande et
which
l'approvisionnement autant pour nous.
contribute
Ceci améliore aussi nos
significantly
services clients qui
to the
contribuent
overall efficiency
à
of the
l'efficacité
supply
générale
chain.
de la chaîne d'approvisionnement.
Thank you. Next.
Je vous remercie. Prochaine diapositive, s'il
Hope
vous
I'm
plaît.
not rushing.
J'espère que je ne suis pas trop rapide.
If I'm not rushing, say warehousing, please. House.
Si je ne suis pas trop rapide, je vous prie de dire warehousing.
Warehousing. Warehousing is no longer a place where we store goods, so they are strategic hubs.
L'entreposage n'est plus juste un lieu où nous stockons les biens. Ce sont des points stratégiques.
Okay. My audience, they are sleeping. Oh, they
Mon
are not
public,
answering.
êtes-vous endormi? Vous ne répondez pas.
We are going to have a test after this class.
Nous aurons un examen après cette présentation.
Okay, somebody say if I'm rushing, say repeat, please, or slow. If I'm rushing, repeat
Je
or
vois dans les
slow.
messages que l'on dit que je suis rapide. Si je le suis, je vous prie d'écrire plus lent.
Yeah, there was somebody in the chat who was saying you were a little
Dans les
faster.
messages,
Maybe just keep
on
the
signalait
pace
que vous
a
étiez trop
little
rapide.
slower.
Peut-être gardez votre tendance ou ralentissez un peu.
Thank you.
Merci.
Thank you for that. So now, if you look at
Alors maintenant,
the slides that we've been
nous
running,
regardons la diapositive qui est présentée. Nous faisons que répéter quelques termes, car tous ces termes sont interconnectés.
There is a chain, the word chain, like they are into each other from one activities that leads to the other activities.
Elle est liée à toutes les autres activités.
So that is just the summary of what we've been saying.
C'est ce que nous avons à dire. C'est une activité qui comprend, autant pour moi, toutes les activités d'une organisation. Par exemple, un produit qui doit être fait, et si ce produit doit être fait, il y a des activités, des acteurs clés qui doivent être.
Products will be achieved effectively because we have a targeted goals. We have what we want to achieve. We want to satisfy our customers. We want to maximize profits. And as we are maximizing profits, we are also minimizing costs. Minimizing costs in our inventory level to avoid stock out, to avoid overstocking. So that is just majorly the activities that is happening in supply chain, from transportation, inventory management, warehousing, packaging, labeling, distributing down to the final consumers. So this is like a summary of what I've been saying for those that said I was a little bit fast. Thank you. So now technology in supply chain management. We have technology. I just said it now that we have most of these warehouse, modern warehouse, where we use our WMS, where we use our RFID, radio frequency identification. Is a radio waves that tracks and identify goods or products. So looking at the technology, unlike before now, like the olden days, where there's no use of technology, and now technology has taken place. So, and for supply chain management to meet up with the pace, they have technologies of what? AI that helps. Now, even when there are stores that when you order, they don't even need to do anything. There are robots that do all of this. The picking, the sorting, the packing. There are companies production now that humans are not even using, they are not doing anything. It's machine from the production down to the final packing is with the use of technology. They use robots, they use sophisticated machines in their production, where this machine is picking this, is taking it down to the packing, from packing to labeling to branding and all of that. So this is technology activities that is happening in supply chain management. So if you look at technology, it has transformed our modern supply chain. Is making these operations now to become faster, smarter, and more efficient. And as it's more efficient, organizations now, they now use technologies such as these AIs, they use IoT, Internet of Things, they use blockchains, robots, and big data analysis, and analytics. They use all of this to improve their visibility. The reason why they are using all of this is because they want to improve their visibility, they want to reduce their costs, and they also want to enhance their decision making. Their decision making in the sense that when you make decision of this is what you want to achieve. So with the use of this, they know that technology now is fast, and the decision making of meeting up to time, your timely delivery, they know that they need to involve the emerging technology to put into their production. And with the use of this now, is helping them to meet up effectively. So these technologies now, it helps companies or organizations now to track their shipments in the real time. It helps them to forecast customer demand. Forecasting is like a futuristic activity, something that you forecast into the future of what is going to happen. Okay, at a season, what is the demand? Okay, let's compare our demand forecast of last 5 years. How is the demand forecast like to this year or to the nearest future? So it helps. All of this is in the strategic decision making, your long-term decision making in the organization. So all of this, they helps to forecast the customer demand accurately. And these technologies helps in the automation of the warehouse operation, where I just talked about the warehouse management system, the RFID. So all of this, it helps them to do to have an effective operations. And it also helps, these technologies helps to improve overall supply chain performance. It helps to reduce the overall performance of supply chain. So technology is no longer an option, my audience. Technology is no longer an option in supply chain management. It is a necessity that organizations need to put in place, because it is what it helps for achieving efficiency, competitiveness, and customer satisfaction. Hope you people are not tired with this customer satisfaction. Thank you. Next slide, please. Global supply chain challenge. We have global supply chain challenge. These are the challenges, major challenges of supply disruption, rising transportation costs, geopolitical, and all of that, cybersecurity threats. So what is even the global supply chain? The challenges. That is the challenges that is being faced. They face numerous challenges that can disrupt the flow of goods and services across the country and continents. Because this, as we are moving your goods, and with all of these global challenges, when we are saying we should have timely delivery to our customers, when these global supply chain challenges come, is the kind of external factors it is beyond the control of an organization. Even with their SWOT analysis, their PESTLE analysis, it takes the grace of God for a company to really beat up these challenges, where you have supply disruption, geopolitical, and all of that. So, it also brings about fluctuation of customer demand, because when there's these challenges, there's fluctuation in customer demand. Businesses, supply chain, they cannot work. And because supply chain, the reason why it affects is because it's interconnected. So any little disruption in one part of the world like this, it affects the whole business and it affects the customers globally. So therefore, organization must continuously monitor the risk and develop strategies to improve resilience and continuity. So if you look at this, one of example of these global challenges is when we look at our COVID-19 again. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we'll see that many factories, they shut down. Transportation networks were disrupted because of this, is globally. And there are shortages of products, such as medical supplies, electronics, and food items were not forthcoming because of these challenges that disrupt everywhere. Thank you. Next. Sustainable logistics. So this sustainable logistics is green supply chain practice. So our green supply chain practice is simply talking about our eco-friendly package, how we, all of these activities, how are we doing what? How is the use of vehicles, are they sustainable to our environment? The hazardous carbon that is being polluted to the environment with the use of vehicles and all of that. So you see now with this, you see that sustainable logistics is a thing that needs to be looked into. We need to look into it because green supply chain practice, energy efficiency transportation, all of this need to be looked into by organization. So an organization, they're already under increasing pressure to see how they can reduce environmental impacts and why they are still maintaining their efficiency and profitability. Because green logistics, it creates both environmental and economic benefits anyway, but you still need to see how you can put into this practice energy efficient transportation, electric vehicles, so that you know that your environment is not being polluted, so it's not causing any hazard to the environment. You need to reduce your waste, then the reverse logistics, and also carbon fruits things. I'm taking it sharp now. The class. Hello, class. Are we there or we are sleeping? They are sleeping in my class. Test. Everybody share a sheet of paper.
We are here.
Share a sheet of paper to write a short test, 5 marks. 5 marks. What is sustainable? Who can explain reverse logistics for me? 5 marks. Reverse logistics. Raise your hand. You people are sleeping in my class. Raise your hand. We're almost done. Anybody? Okay, let me answer it. You people give me my 5 marks as your lecturer. Reverse logistics, we have types of logistics. We say logistics is the movement of goods from the point of origin down to the point of destination. We have inbound logistics, we have outbound logistics, and we have reverse logistics. Inbound is the movement of raw materials into, from the word inbound, I-N-B-O-U-N-D, bound. Inbound logistics, the movement of raw materials into the organization. Then the outbound, from the word out, the outgoing of finished goods from the warehouse to the distributor, maybe to the distributor centers, down to the final consumers. Then this reverse logistics now is the incoming back of rejected goods or over. This reverse now, it works into 2 places. One aspect of reverse is that it might be a situation where a customer demands 100 bags of flour and the organization mistakenly or out of improper documentation delivers 150 bags. So the remaining 50 bags will not be delivered to the customer. It will be reversed back to the organization. Back. Coming back, reverse from the English word. And another aspect of this reverse is a situation whereby goods were delivered to the customers and the customers are not satisfied with the product. Maybe the goods did not meet the specification. of what is being asked for to be delivered. My specification order is not met. The quality, the quantity, they are not there. So there can be a reverse logistics. So now, sustainable logistics, that it ensures that green supply chain practices, it should be eco-friendly. You should ensure that it is not hazardous to the environment. You make sure that eco-friendly packaging, all this recycling that is happening now, then waste reduction, your reverse logistics, and carbon footprint reduction. Are we good? Next, please. Career opportunity. So you as a logistician, if you are a logistician, you can be what? A logistics manager. You can be a supply chain analyst. You want to help people to know about the supply chain, how they operate, the operation of an organization. A procurement officer, somebody that ensures that what? There's what? Activities of what? The procurement or the purchasing of a goods or goods and services in an organization. You help them to what? To purchase it in what? In a low cost of what? Meeting up your right customer, your right place, your right time, your right quantity. You as a procurement officer, you can be in charge of that. You can be an inventory manager, ensuring that all stock levels are met, no overstocking, no understocking. You ensure that your inventory level are intact, your maximum. You know when to reorder. You know when you are going out of stock, buffer level, emergency level. You know when to reorder. You know, buffer level is like a kind of reservoir. We call another name for it can be reservoir. You're already going out, like you are using your last inventory. So as an inventory manager, you ensure all of this. The warehouse manager, the storage facilities need to be well kept, the arrangements, the use of warehouse equipment, your forklifts, your other equipment in the warehouse needs to be well managed as a warehouse manager. You can also be a transportation planner. You plan, where I was talking about transportation, where you know the right mode of transport to use for a particular product at a particular point in time. You know this medicine, the vaccines are of emergency. This is how to store it. And as you are moving your vaccines, you know how to move it. The movement, the packaging of vaccines is different from another product that is of another quality or another texture. When you are moving something that is vaccine, something that is perishable, you need to be like a deep freezer kind of movement. And as they are moving it, you need to use the air mode of transport. So you as a transportation planner, you should know all of these activities, all of the modes that need to be used at different points in time. Operation managers, you are into the operation scheduling, the activities of the organization, how everything needs to be well achieved. You can be a consultant, an advisor. You advise company on what to do, give them a strategic planning. We have strategic planning, we have tactical planning, we have operational planning, where you give them a strategic planning of long-term vision, looking at their vision and their mission. You as a consultant, you advise a company. So these are career opportunity as a logistician, somebody that read supply chain management. We have institutions that are doing procurement and supply chain management. We have logistics and supply chain management. We have transport and supply chain management. So there are people, there are opportunities that you can fall into. This is just few out of many. Thank you. Next, please. Case study. Case study. We look at this case study as what? To just explain all the grammar we've been talking since on supply chain activities. Looking at all the grammar, the economic, the global, the products, efficient supply chain, your economic growth, all of this on the journey. So we are using smartphone as what? As a take home. So if you look at your smartwatch, your smartphone, how it's being produced, how it's being delivered to your doorstep, and how you are using it now, you will see that smartphone is like there's a raw material. There's a company that comes from here. The raw material, the components, they are the spare parts that comes together before it enters into the manufacturing, the breaking down, the coupling, and putting everything into place. The shipping, this is where another transportation activities happen, logistics activity, how they ship it using any of the modes, to distribution, to retail, and to we, the customers. Now the smartphone is in our hands. So we consider this smartphone as a case study. The raw materials, they may come from Africa, for instance, but the components may be manufactured in Asia. To assemble it, it may occur in another country. Distribution may span multiple continents. So you see that these activities, we use this case study because it involves different company. We can manufacture this. We say we get our raw material. It can be from Africa. The components can be manufactured in Asia. The assembly of this, that's the manufacturing of the phone, might occur in another country. The distribution too, it takes all the multiple continents, everybody distribution here and there. So this example, it demonstrates how global and intercontinental supply chain have become. So you see that we source our raw materials from different companies, and all of this, it enters globally just to achieve a product in satisfying our customers. Thank you. Next, please. So key takeaways, my audience. I urge us to remember that logistics move products, supply chain management manages the entire network, technology is transforming the operations, resilience is critical, sustainability is the future, effective supply chain drives economic growth. When our supply chain is effectively managed, our economic is what is growing. So these are the 6 major lessons from today's section. Understanding these concepts will help us to appreciate how businesses create value and serve customers worldwide. Next, please. So the final thought of the conclusion is that supply chains are the invisible systems that connect people, it connects businesses and nations together. So that why it's like this is because for every product that we consume, it has a story. For every product that you consume, just know that many activities are taking place before these products get to you. That is why we say for every product we consume, it has a story. And this story is made possible through logistics and supply chain management. As globalization and technology continue now, as they are evolving now, the importance of supply chain now is becoming professionals. People are getting to know that supply chain is of importance because for every product that we get, we know that, yes, many activities, many chain management has happened. So, and as it's becoming professional, it will only increase. And as it's increasing, we are appreciating it and we are enjoying it so as to satisfy our end users. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Question, discussion.
Thank you so much, Madam Khadija. Thank you so much. This was very detailed and very explanatory. Um, so everybody, colleagues, the floor is now open. If you would like to ask a question, please go ahead and raise your hand. If you would like to make a contribution, because I suppose there is people on the call who are also versed with logistics as well. If you would like to make a contribution, please raise your hand. Um, I'm watching from this end, and then we'll just call you up to make your contribution. So I'm watching. Please raise your hand or maybe write a question or your contribution in the chat, and we are going to read it out in case you're not comfortable unmuting your mic. So the floor is now open for question. Okay. So Cynthia says, I had a worry, but your last slides answered my worries. But I will still ask in case someone was as confused as myself. The question is, I'm a little curious if I understood well, unless I missed it. Supply chain management is a physical process. How do they use cloud computing and data, for example, which are not physical tools? Is it only to identify customer based needs to know what to stock, or how does intangible tools affect SCM directly? I've understood that logistics manages products while SCM manages processes. So over to you, Madam Khadija. The
Thank you
question
very
is in the
much.
chat. Okay, perfect. Please go ahead.
The question is, how do we identify customer base, right? Customer base need, is that the question? Where I'm coming, I want to get the question from this right up. I had the word, okay.
Perfect.
Okay, question. I mean,
Cynthia,
if I
do you want to
understood well,
unmute
unless I
yourself?
need process.
Cynthia, you can unmute yourself and speak. Go ahead.
They use
Okay, please, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my worry was she mentioned data analytics and cloud computing, which I know are intangible tools. So I was wondering how, because I understood that maybe supply chain management was the process of transferring maybe a product from one end to another. So I was a little confused. How does intangible tools help to transport physical products? So at the end, I got a clue.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Yes, I got your question, ma'am. If you hear me clearly, supply chain management, I said it encompasses all the activities in an organization to achieve a product. So now, for you to achieve a product, there are activities, there are units that need to come into place. And that is when I mentioned the procurement, from the sourcing down to the procurement, down to the production scheduling, down to the storage, which is the warehouse, and down to the final consumer. And I made example of what? A product of bottled water, for instance, where I said the production of this water, before it gets to your table, there are activities that are being done. That is the work of the supply chain. The chain, they are intercontinental. Before a product is being achieved, there are chain of activities that are taking place for you to achieve that product. And all of this chain, their major focus is what? Is the high quality of this product, so as to satisfy you, the end users, to achieve your high quality products. That was when I was explaining the supply chain management. Is that okay, or you need?
Yeah.
Very, very much okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, it's like I have one question before this. Let me answer that.
Okay.
I have one question before this, where he said, if the question, I'm a little curious if I understood well, unless I missed this. Supply chain management is a physical process. Yes, supply chain management is a physical process of different activities. Is a physical product. The definition of supply chain management, don't mistake it with where I was explaining the technological aspects. The technological aspect is only helping to have an efficiency and effectiveness of the production scheduling. The introduction of technology is only enhancing the activities, but traditionally, supply chain management is a physical product that encompasses all the activities of an organization to achieve a product in a high quality, exactly the way, like I'm still redefining the supply chain. I just answered it now. This person that is saying that is it a physical process? Yes, it is a physical process that entails, that encompasses all the units. All the units need to be available from the sourcing, when I source this raw material. And for us to achieve, the reason why I said it encompasses all the units, it is because for any small little mistake of one unit, it affects the other. So everybody needs to be what? Need to be connected. It's a chain. It needs to be connected. It needs to be connected to each other. So looking at when you now said, is it only, I'm coming, I need to get that question where you said, how do they use cloud computing and data, for example, which are not physical goods? Is it only to identify customer base needs, to know what to stock? Or yes, exactly, it is used to identify customer needs. And when you are using it to identify customer needs, it is just as physical products, which are legitimate. It's a digital product. You can use it as what? So that you not be able to, example of cloud related scam, so as not to scam people. If you are using internet base to identify your customer base demand, you can use it where I was talking about the RFID, the WMS, the techniques that is being used now, the modern techniques that is being used to use what? To identify customer needs. All of this, you know, the way they do it, like manually, it is not done because of what? The advancement in technology. So they use all of this to track. When I was talking about radio frequency identification, you use it to track, it helps to track what? There is a kind of radio waves that helps to track. They use it. They also use WPS. They also use IoT. They use all of those techniques to use to identify customer needs. Just like the simple way where you order something online, there are many activities that is happening. You just order something online, you just click, maybe you saw a very fine shoe and you just click. That you're clicking, that you click, you have engaged many activities that is playing underground. Is that okay? You, by clicking that, there are many activities that is happening underground, unknown to you before that product is being delivered to you. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma. Thank you so much for the detailed answer. It's very, very well understood.
Okay. We've had a lot of thumbs up being said.
Yes.
Makes sense. Do you want to turn on your camera,
And
Madam Khadija?
a
We
note,
have,
ma. Hello, ma.
yeah, do you want to turn on your camera from your side? So since the presentation isn't up, maybe, yeah. You have
Okay,
another
I'm here.
hand
I'm
raised.
still well.
Okay, nice. You have, maybe you were saying something. I just wanted to bring your attention to the fact that we have a hand raised. Darwin has a hand raised so that he can, I don't know.
So what I wanted my audience to understand is that we only use this platform to just like a kind of like, what, how will I say it? Elementary, to give the elementary insights of what supply chain is all about. It's like we are on the table. We are on the, like I'm introducing a kind of introducing this topic, because this topic we just did now, I can tell you that for every slide that you see here is a 3 credit load units course. for every slide that you've seen here today is a 3-credit load course, and which simply means that it is detailed. For every slide, we have a lot of handouts, lot of textbooks that you can read. Like there's textbook for just inventory management on its own, just inventory management. So you can imagine. And that is why I said it's an activities, is a large activities that happens behind the closed door for us to achieve a particular product effectively and efficiently. So we need to see, this is just like an eye-opener of what is happening underground behind the camera to achieve a product. This is just what we are trying to say. We just want to have a familiarization kind of understanding of what this topic is talking about. But it's a very broad course and a very interesting course that I wish each and every one of us to go into in details. So this is just like a kind of introducing it for those that already have the idea, we are learning, and for those that don't even have, they are still learning, and those that already have, they are relearning. And that is what I just want to tell you, that this one we are on, that is a very large course. We have a course that is just supply chain management. We have a course that is just logistics. We have a course that is just inventory management. And you can imagine we just brought everything together in this slide to just say something about it. So for every activities is a section. When I said it encompasses all the units, is a section. One section of sourcing, I can go into sourcing as a topic, as a course. Sourcing as a course where we have single sourcing, multiple sourcing, how we source for our single source of material, our multiple source of material, how we look for these suppliers. We have what we call supplier selection appraiser, how you select your suppliers, how you appraise them using their previous record so as to know that they are giving you the right quality of products or goods or raw materials that you need. So it's a very large course. So I just try to bring us to just introduce bit by bit of it. So I urge each and every one of us to still go into it more to get more knowledge about it. It's a very interesting course. Thank you very much.
Nice. Thank you. Darwin, over to you. Before we take the question or the reaction I see in the chat, I see a question from Alphonse. Or a reaction from Alphonse and then the question. So over to you, Darwin.
Hello, greetings everyone. Am I heard, please?
Yeah, 5 on 5.
Okay. Madam Khadija, thank you very much. Nangola, thank you for the platform. Madam Khadija, thank you for sharing knowledge with us this evening or this day.
Thank you.
And it was a very good session. And I believe I like the way you attached the opportunities that are also attached to SCM and logistics. I mean, it is an eye-opener. Many people will not have known, or some of us will not have known the opportunities that are available in while we engage opportunities like this. So it has been very, very interesting for me because I took a challenging role in audit controls. The lesson or the study has given me an eye-opener, has been an eye-opener for some areas to look into, or some key areas to look into. So it's been very explicit, and I'd just like to ask if you have some very key, maybe standards, ISO standards governing supply chain management and logistics, maybe in detail that you could share with us through the host. Maybe before we go doing our own research, maybe we should have something valuable or pertinent from you, something that has been sourced and vetted right. That's my humble request, please.
Madam Khadija, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Please, I didn't get that last part. You said if there's what? That was, I was trying to.
Okay. So I think if I don't get it right,
there
you
are
can
materials, there are authors. Yes,
Okay.
there are materials, like all of these definitions, they are not my definitions. They are just materials that we source for, then you try to understand it based on the knowledge. So there are materials, I'll urge you, there are even courses that you can do We have even this particular course that we did now, we have logistic and supply chain management as an institute, a chartered institute of supply. We have chartered institute of logistic and supply chain. We have that of purchasing and supply chain management, which is the CIBSIM. So we have different courses. And if you go online, there are authors that have written inventory management. We have one, Mala Hassan, he wrote about purchasing for the Tyro. We have purchasing for the Tyro, where for those that don't even, Tyro means like the beginners that don't even have knowledge about it. We have inventory management textbooks, like I explained, that inventory management is a course on its own. So we have different textbooks, we have different sources online that you can get more intensive information about logistics and supply chain. Before now, it was not known. Like if you see many years back, there are many institutions that are not doing logistics as a course. But as it is now, they are becoming to know about it and they are introducing it. So it's coming up.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. My focus was standards, ISO, like ISO standards, key ISO standards that could really help. Like I said, I'm more into audits and controls. That's why I'm focusing in that area for now. If you have some key ones before, maybe I could go to do my own research. If you have something pertinent, you can just share with us that we can hold on to yearly. Standards
Okay, I will do that. I will send it to Madam Marita, so it will be shared in the group.
Nice. Nice. That would be so lovely. I'm very excited that this platform is going to be is going to be addressing your need in terms of related materials. So please, any other material you think will be very much of will be of much benefit to maybe the beginners, it will be good to share so that we can put them all in a package and then share with them again. Yeah. Okay. Then
especially now in Nigeria, they are recognizing it more. So we have lots of it now. Like at least we can get.
Okay,
That's
nice.
not a problem.
Great. That would be great. Okay, now let me take another question from Alfonso from the chat. I don't know if it, I hope it's a he. Let me say, he says, in cloud computing, data is transported from one premises infrastructure to the cloud. In supply chain management, transportation refers to the movement of physical products. I am unclear about how these two concepts relate. What exactly is being transported in cloud computing, and how does cloud computing affect transportation of physical goods versus transportation of data?
Yeah, he has answered it now. In cloud computing is the software. In cloud computing is the software that is being transported, while the physical aspect of it is they bring it. That was why I was using the example of ordering a product online. So for you to order a product online is a software that connects. This thing is online, is already programmed. So it's a software that connects that signal that there's a product that is being ordered for, and immediately is being attended to through sorting, packing, and how to see the shipment and also the delivery. While in the physical aspect of the movement, it is that a physical, maybe a walk-in customer or a kind of an organization that you see physically to enter and purchase something and it's being moved, or you order it, still, even if you order it, they still have their physical warehouse that these things are being stored. So you see the physical aspect and the online aspect of the ordering. So that is why they use it interchangeably.
Okay, great. Cynthia, please, are you able to share the link again to the Google form again to the group, to the chat, not the WhatsApp group, but to the chat here, so that I see Valerie, Nina Valerie, and Tibam haven't filled yet, and I've seen them. They've been on the call since the start. So please kindly share so that they are able to fill, or just reshare from the chat. So thank you very much. But Alfonso, do you think you have a clear answer to your question? Are you good? Alfonso, please let us know in the chat, or you can unmute yourself to speak. Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay, Alfonso says, yeah, he gets it. Perfect. So again, just in case any other question is here to come in, the floor is open. So feel comfortable to come in with your questions. Please, for those who are already into logistics, are those or those who are not yet into logistics as a profession, when she says an organization, it doesn't necessarily mean an NGO. Even your own personal business, no matter how small it is, consider that also as an organization. There are macro levels, there are micro levels, right? For example, when she talks about sourcing, it is just identifying stuff. For example, Nina is my sister and friend as well. She produces resin crafts in Brazzaville, and she started first of all by sourcing vendors or vendors of materials that would help her do her crafts all the way from Cameroon. Now, we did it together. We got into their contact. When we got the contacts, we got into their catalogs. We sourced, we identified those materials that she needed, for example. And when we identified those materials, we placed the orders. When we placed the orders, she delivered it to someone around who could pick it up from there. And once the materials were picked up from there, they were able to still ship it by road to her. Once it got to Brazzaville, she went to the agency, picked up the materials, and then the next phase would be her producing her crafts. And the next phase of this whole transportation thing would still start all over again when she starts getting clients who would need their products delivered to her. So by the time you use, maybe she has a software, maybe she now starts putting her products on a website where you need to order, let's say keychains or say plaques from her. You will just go to the website also and just click that I will need to order one piece of a keychain, for example. With the software, you just did one click. But it is now her responsibility from the back end to go back to the software and check who ordered what, when did who order, how long does it take for me to deliver to this destination? Do I need to package this material? Do I need to go back to my vendors, to my distributors or my dispatchment guys to contact who is available to ensure that this is delivered to her in the fastest time possible? All of that communication is going on at the background, but you who is receiving the product on the other end is not even aware that once you order, that's when she picks up your product. That is when maybe she produces the product. That is when she packages the product. That's when she gets the transportation guys engaged. That is when she waybills it over to you, and just a lot of work going on there. So again, it was to say that there is minimal, this is a small business, and I would refer to that still as an institution. So this is not just for people who are operating very, very big institutions of maybe 40, 30%. But again, if you have that little business which you are managing, you need to take this course very seriously. We'll be sharing with you the recordings. Those who also source and purchase from China, this is the same process that this whole thing goes on. The whole buying and transportation and delivery to you in your respective country actually face. You will sit in your country and buy, but you do not know what the Chinese guys go through. So again, I wanted to still to the career opportunities. She talked a little bit about the humanitarian sector. She made a lot of references to the humanitarian sector. There are a lot of career opportunities in that regard. Go to the UNV portal. We had looked at the UNV portal last year. There are a lot of jobs. There are a lot of them. I'll just share a few to the WhatsApp group right after this. If you're not on the WhatsApp group, let us know. Cynthia is going to share it with the link to the WhatsApp group here in the chat. There are a lot of opportunities in the DRC. The WHO, IOM, the Africa CDC, they are recruiting a lot of logistic officers currently. So if you were thinking that logistics is a field that perhaps doesn't have a lot of career opportunities, then perhaps you were mistaken. There are a lot more of career-related opportunities. There are even courses on logistics, which you might want to look out for. And in addition to that, Madam Khadija has a close group where she does a lot of teachings around this, where it's remunerated, it's paid. So if you would like to get much more details around this field, or to get much more information in addition to what you have already, you can reach out to her. And like you would have seen already, she's a lecturer and she's been able to, tactfully put out this volume of information to you in just an hour and a couple of minutes. So I guess if you should reach out to her, say in person, you would get just a lot of information as well. So Darwin has shared the link to the Google form again in the chat. If you've not been part of the WhatsApp group, please comment in the chat and then we will share the link to the WhatsApp group with you so that you can join. And we are saying this because this is where we're going to be sharing the materials. And Madam Khadija is also on that WhatsApp group. So just in case you might have a question. So Apollonia, we see you. Please go ahead with your question. Your hand is raised. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Madam Khadija, for the knowledge. I'm actually raising my hand because I'm trying to access the chat and I just cannot access it since the beginning of this call. I have left the meeting several times thinking that it was just network error, but I still cannot access the chat. I don't know if there is something wrong with it. Because I hear there's a form we have to fill, but if I cannot access the chat, I cannot fill that form.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Are you on the WhatsApp group, Apollonia?
Yes, I'm on the one career chat with Marita. Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, perfect. Please just send me a text and I'll send the link to you. The reason why we are not sending the link to the group is because we know that there is people who are interested in the attestations at the end of the session, and that would create room for they to fill without attending the session. We want to give you attestations because we are attesting that you participated in the session. We are confident that if you're asked questions around this, you can respond. We do not just want to give attestations for giving sake, but also to those who really were in the session. The materials will be open to every other person, but attestations are for those who really took part in the session. So just write me on WhatsApp. You might have seen some messages. The screenshots I have shared in the group that are in the group are shared by myself. So just reply to one, and then I will be happy to respond to you with the link to the Google form, if that's okay by you, because 15 minutes after the session, I'll stop accepting responses on the form. Nobody would be able to access the form any longer. So just write me and I will. Great. So guys, I think I'm going to share, like I promised, I'm going to share with us links. I'm going to share with us some links to some job openings. To some job openings. A friend as well had shared that with me in the course of the week as she saw the poster. She saw the poster, she said, I should let my participants know, my community know that there are opportunities. Apollonia, I see your text. I'm going to respond immediately. That I should let you all know that there are job opportunities. Okay, so this one is even by UNICEF. Then there is another one on UNV. Okay, these two are UNV rather. And these are logistic roles for Ebola response in the DRC. So I have sent it to the group. you might as well just click and see what are the requirements. If you're into logistics, you might want to see if this is something you would want to try. And then we are also encouraging you to go on the UNV portal to see what other opportunities you have there. Now, for humanitarian response, if you want to, you want to also try on some courses around logistics, check Kaya. It is Kaya as in Kaya. You might see some courses there with regards to humanitarian response. You can also check Coursera. Check Coursera. There might also be some courses there that are open for you. But I also know that Madam Khadija said there are also some certified courses. So she's going to share all of those with us as we separate. Then as we put the materials together and the recordings as well, we'll be able to share that with you in the days ahead. So if there are any other questions, guys, please raise your hand or use the comment section. We might still have like 3 or 5 minutes to go. Okay, you're very much interested in the courses. Okay, Clarice, please explore those platforms, Kaya, Coursera, and these are very short courses that you might be done with in about 2 hours maybe, and they most times give you attestations too. So at the moment where the job market is super saturated and employers are looking for people who have capacity in just a couple of fields, there is nothing wrong with you trying to explore those fields. Employers want to see people who bring on board more than just one skill. So you might want to try that. There is a couple of people who say, Marita, you have an idea on almost a little bit of everything here and there. It's because I try my hand on things like this. So when you see opportunities like this, don't miss out on them. Don't sleep on them. So yes, check Kaya, check Coursera, and then maybe other courses which will be shared by Madam Khadija in the days ahead. And I'll just send the links to you, to all of you on the group. Okay. So any remarks, any question from anybody before we call? Okay, the opportunities here are only for supply chain management. What do you mean? The one I shared, click on them, you'll see the details. You'll see there is a call for rosters, but I think it would not just be supply chain management. I think there should be an opportunity for warehousing, depending on how you search. Just check. Okay. Just check. Go on the UNV platform, on the UNV portal. It's called the UVP. Check there. Just check. You can use the filter. Use a filter. Supply chain officer, logistic officer, logistic coordinator, logistics officer. You would see a lot proposed to you from different countries, even different countries. It mustn't just be emergencies or humanitarian settings. It could also be development and recovery settings too. So just check.
Alors,
Just check on.
vous t'en
Yes,
prie de
please.
vérifier.
Okay. Like this. Okay. Guys, if there is no other question, I hope everybody in here has filled. Oh, cloud computing, Azure, ERG. Madam Khadija, there is this question that are there opportunities around cloud computing or Azure? Madam Khadija, are you there? If you're speaking, you're still muted.
Hello, ma.
Madam Khadija.
Yes, ma. I went for a short break. Yes, ma.
Ah, I can imagine. I'm
I'm here.
sorry. I'm sorry for obstructing. So he's asking,
No,
Alfonso is asking if there are any questions around cloud computing. Are there any opportunities around that?
cloud computing is a software now, depending on the organization that is like a kind of services, warehouses. You know, all this warehousing now, they use that. When I was talking about warehousing management system, is a system that is use of software. So depending on organization, yes, there are opportunities there. There are opportunities because before now these softwares, it's not everybody that have the idea. It's not even all organizations that even know how to. Even you see banks before now that they were using all these softwares. They need to call expertise that will come in to tell them this is the software you use, this is what you do, this is what you do. So now I told you people that this man and this technology that is coming in now, things are not done analog again. That is when we have modern warehouses. So these modern warehouses now, the systems, they are software. So yes, there are. It's just that I don't know where, but I know there are because companies are using them. So, and there are people behind it.
Okay. Alfonso, do you think your question has been properly answered? Are you clear? Okay, Serial says the second link says description of assignment is no longer available for candidates to apply. Oh, what does it mean? Oh my God, I'm not sure. Okay, which means that maybe it has expired. You can't use it anymore. Maybe the portals are closed because sometimes they advertise these opportunities and they say that they would recruit on a rollout basis. Yeah, description of assignment is no longer available for candidates to apply. Yeah, which
So
means it
long
has
that will be
either
one opportunity on supply chain.
they've probably recruited somebody for the role or it's no longer open. I'm sorry about that. But if you're used to using the UNV portal, just go there. Use the search function and search. You'll see a lot of other opportunities out of the DRC even. You'll see a lot of them. So guys, please use the link that Darwin had shared in the chat. Please use that. Give us your feedback of today's session. Is there anybody who would like to say something before maybe we call your names one after another and hear from you before we close? We don't do this often, but I'm thinking maybe we should try that today. Maybe just hear from people what they think about the session, but before going ahead, okay. Alfonso, maybe just 1 minute to let us know what you think. How was today? You can just unmute yourself. Okay. I see, I'll just call the names as they are. Fabrice Molo. Oh, no problem. No problem. Oh, you can't. Let me do that for you.
Yes, Marita.
Yes. How was today for you?
Today was quite amazing. It was a learning experience that one can definitely profit from. That's not really my field, but I really enjoyed the flow and the connection it involves in it. I definitely know there was part of it, the financial flow, which is part of us, that touches me more particular. But as a whole, it was amazing. I really learned some few things in supply chain management as a whole that I'll do more research to get to add my skill to it. There's no knowledge which is wasted. But I think this was amazing. Thank you for the webinar of today.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Cynthia, over to you. Alfonso, I hear you. I think I hear you. Thank you so much. Cynthia, very
All
briefly.
right. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for the session. What I would say is that in my mind, I knew that supply chain management was one serious thing. The thing has just been demystified for me. So I think I would love to do more research personally. I'm really interested. It's really very, very interesting. And I think that it's something that everybody should know, not just a business or an organization, because it will help you personally, even for your own purchase. So I'm really grateful. And I think that sessions like this give some of us who were novices an idea about some things that we ought to have known and we didn't know. So thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. Darwin?
Yeah. I'm right here. Thank you. Well, what can we say next? Everybody's saying it. I mean, it's been a great session. Everything demystified about supply chain management and logistics. And just like Cynthia mentioned, I mean, it's something that it's knowledge that everyone needs. Madam Khadija has really done a great deal, even though she said they are just genesis, but it has opened a lot of, I mean, that's an eye opener to all of us. And we are in the era where everybody.
Okay. I think we lost him there. The network probably kicked him out. Or he's still on the call, but the network probably isn't doing him justice. So for the sake of time, we would move on. Clarice?
Okay. Hello, ma. Hello,
Yes,
ma.
ma'am. Yes, please.
Yes. Sorry. I just your brother just gave me an hint now that there is the
Okay.
career opportunities in cloud computing, right?
Okay.
That they have cloud engineers. You can be a cloud engineer, you design. You can be a cloud architect. That's you plan the designs. You can be a cloud security engineer. You can be a cloud developer. You can also be a cloud administrator, consultant, a cloud data engineer. So these are like many of cloud project manager. Like you oversees the implementation and coordinates. So it's like all the designs, the implementation, even the servers, those people that helps in the server, this Amazon, Jumia, all of those, they use it. That was I was using it as an example when I said the placing of the orders. There are activities that is happening is with these clouds, the software that is being used to know that a particular person, and you even said it, to know that a particular person has placed an order and other activities take some. So there are careers that they are already using that. So it's just like developed countries, you know, all this Amazon, Jumia, all of that. Those are the things that is helping them.
Great. Okay. So Clarice, are you there? Would you like to say something?
Hi, everyone. Today was a great session. I'm really intrigued. Like, I'm interested in, like, when they talk about supply chain, I'm like, this is a big thing, but they have just summarized it, and so it was really interesting and educative. And I look forward to enrolling in one of the courses. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. All right. Damali, Mispa Damali.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Okay. Also, today's session was a great one, very detailed, and I was
Madam
A
Khadija, did you hear that?
a very big kudos
Oh, I
to.
didn't. Please come, please. I didn't hear that, please.
She said she
I
hoped
was
today was
saying that
segment 1.
today's session was a great
Yes,
one. And very
is it
detailed.
is even art segment? Like I said, it's just introduction. We just captured everything and introduced. And that was
Very
why I
well.
said for each. That was why I said for each slide is a course. Is a 3 credits load course. One slide is a course. We
Okay.
have a course that is just a course that is 3 credit load inventory management. Just the name of a course, inventory management. We have supply chain management as a course. So all of this, we just join it. That was why I told Madam Marita from the beginning that we just pack plenty things in one.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Don't
we just
worry.
want to have an idea of what is happening. So you know that if you are taking a bottle of water, you know that plenty activities have happened before it gets to your table.
Don't worry, Damali. We're going to try and see how we bring her back. Don't worry. We will try
Okay.
and see how we pick another thing and then we bring her into another session. Maybe we pick one of those key
Okay.
topics and bring her in. So please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. And I was about to say that kudos to Madam Khadija for carrying the class along. We very much appreciate it.
Nice. Nice. Thank you so much, Damali. I think I'm seeing you for the first time, and we look forward to seeing you again in our subsequent sessions. Hi, Lillian. Lillian, if you're speaking, you're muted. Okay. Maybe while Lillian is trying to unmute herself. Ngumbi Serio. Ngumbi Serio, are you there?
Hi, Marita.
Hi.
How have you been?
Good, good. How are you too?
I'm doing fine.
Lovely. How was today's session for you?
Today's session was so impactful. Even though logistics is not my field, but I've learned a lot. I've gathered a lot of knowledge, and I will wish that subsequent classes on this topic, I will wish that you organize subsequent classes on this topic, so
Okay.
that I can also dive and diversify in other aspects too.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Siri. We will try and see how to do that. I hope Madam Khadija is hearing that from her side so that when we call her phone again, Ma, please can you come? She should know that she's coming in based on demand and supply. So Nina, I see you. I didn't hear you, sorry. Okay. Nina Dege. Nina, if you're
Hello,
Hi.
can you get me?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Good evening once again. I don't know what the time is for other people. And first of all, I want to say I'm disappointed in myself because I've been in the WhatsApp group for a very, very long time, and this is my first time of coming to a Zoom class. Well, because today I closed from work early. Yeah. I closed from work early, and my time is different from your time. So but yeah, I'm 2 hours ahead from Cameroon time, and I really enjoyed the class. I really enjoyed the class. It's like I was in a revision class because what I did in school back then is business administration. So I really did enjoy it. Yeah, it was just like, oh, this thing. Oh, I know this. When she was talking, I was like, oh, I know this. I know this. Yeah, but the part where you added the AI is something I'm learning because I did that back then in 2014, and now times have changed. So thank you very much for that. And I really cannot say much, but I promise from now henceforth, when I see a group link, a Zoom link, if I'm opportune, I'll be there. I'll be there, yeah. So I'm very sorry that I've been missing. But
It's
trust me, you'll be seeing this thing now.
yes,
Right?
yes, 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 yes. We want to see you more often. Please keep
I'll be
coming.
around.
Yeah, please, please do come. We want to reach out to as many people as possible. These sessions are very free. Like I tell you, Madam Khadija is giving this out to us for free. And this is something other people pay for to get. And we organize the sessions for you all, for us all for free. But elsewhere, you would pay for this. You would pay for her time, you would pay for her skills. And she's been on the call for 2 hours, going to 30 minutes now. So please, let's continue to take these opportunities and make good use of it. You never know where it's going to help you. You never know where it comes in handy. You never really know. You never know. Lillian, Lillian, are you there? Okay, Ngum Lillian. Okay, Lillian might be busy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, over to you.
I already gave my own insight that the
Did
class
you?
was yes, it was so interesting.
Oh my God.
And I request for more of such classes.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm sorry. Uh, I don't know why your name kept popping up in my eyes. Okay, Nina, Nina, are you there, please? I see if you're speaking, you're muted. Okay. Taiwo, Dr. Taiwo, are you there? Let's hear from you. Okay.
Thank you. The session was very detailed and I learned quite a lot. Although I thought I knew something about logistics, but I mean, because of the detailed nature of the presentation, I learned a lot, new things, and some other things were also reaffirmed. I think it was a very, comprehensive presentation. Thank you to the presenter. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Taiwo. I mean, I don't know if there is anybody whose name I've not called yet. You can just raise your hand and I'll be happy to call you because the names keep doing this in my eye. So it's like it's likely I've missed out on some names. But again, it's to say thank you very much, everybody, for taking part in today's session. I really do appreciate you all. Again, please fill out the form, the Google form, so that we are able to get your feedback to improve our subsequent sessions, but also to be able to send your attestations to you once they go through. I don't want anybody coming to ask me later on that I was in the session, but I did not fill the form. I will not consider that as a truth. I do not want also somebody asking me, I watched the video. Can I get an attestation? It is a no. So don't come. Nobody should come asking me that. Come to the sessions. Okay. Again, you cannot access the form. Lillian, write me. I'll send the form to you. And as we send the form to you, please do not share. Maybe since you've been going in and out, you might have been going in and out, so you might have missed the link every time it's being dropped in your absence. Okay, so Cynthia has just shared the link again in the chat. Please just click the link and it takes you directly to the form. Immediately after this call, I'm blocking the form from receiving submissions again. So please fill it now. So today, there is our colleagues who are always at the backstage. They help us with the interpretation. So for our French-speaking colleagues, they benefit from this interpretation thanks to the partnership or collaboration we have with them. They are always at the background, but they make our sessions very interesting and very lively. I want to say thank you to you, Ayan, and your team for always doing an amazing job, From time to time, I always switch on and off and to see how the sessions are going. Yes, Mr. Lukman, Mr. Lukman, please fill the form. Cynthia has just shared the form in the chat so that you can fill it out for sure. For sure you did. You did attend. Please fill the form and we will send an attestation your way in the upper week. So yeah, thank you very much to you and your team, Ayan, Naomi, Ashley, Oscar. I do not know if I've seen all the names. Okay, I'm seeing Ashley, I'm seeing Njiki, I'm seeing Oscar, Naomi, and Ian. I just hope I read all the names, but again, these our colleagues like staying at the background. They never like coming in front. But I want to always thank you as usual for coming through for us in this regard, even when we get to you at the last minute. I also want to openly thank you people very much for accepting to step in, even when the schedules changed. Normally, these our sessions happen every 2 p.m. Well, based on demand, people indicated that they wanted the sessions at 8 p.m. And here you are taking your time at this hour of the evening when you should have been resting, just like Madam Khadija, just like you all who are participating in the session to make this come true for us. I do not take this for granted. I do not just take this just so simply like any other thing. I just want to let you know how grateful I am and how much I appreciate you for all of that which you're doing. I tune into the interpretation from time to time, and it's a fabulous job being done. It's an amazing job being done behind there. And I appreciate you all so, so much. Again, I would always say that please, if you ever see any people, any group of persons who need interpretation during their services, you might have tuned in and out to hear how they're working backstage. Please do not hesitate recommending them. Do not hesitate recommending their interpretation services. You might be in Nigeria, you might be in Morocco, you might be anywhere. If you need interpretation into a couple of languages, please reach out to them, patronize their services. They are doing a fabulous job. Okay. So again, like I say all the time, this wouldn't have been possible if not for our partners like Sico Garnison, who financed our Zoom licenses for a whole year from January. Last year I did, but this year they did. They're taking us through January up until December. We also have Pixel Mirrors that does all our flyers. Initially, I did all of those flyers ahead of sessions like this, but it got very, very overwhelming, and they've stepped in meaningfully to support us. Also, we have Sankofa. Sankofa has been partnering with us since the start of the year. And in the July session, they will be coming in to take us along. I wouldn't be saying what topic it is. So come in at the end of the month. Our last session we'll be having for June, and we'll let you know what we'll be covering in July. But was saving this for the last. Does anybody remember the question I asked in the group about if we would like somebody to come in to take us through a session that speaks to scholarship opportunities, the DAD scholarship, plus, plus, plus? Yes, Cynthia says yes, yes. Yeah, so we were able to get him, and he'll be coming in for the last session we will be having for the month. So he will be coming in on the 27th of June. So let's keep our fingers crossed. The flyers are already being worked on. We already have discussions, and he's more than excited to meet us all. So we are hopeful that you'll be able to turn up, you'll be able to show up, and you're going to make it count. And you're going to impact yourself. So he'll be talking a lot about other scholarship opportunities that are open for 2026, 2027. And he would also be guiding us through how to write your ACEs, how to prepare for interviews, how to apply for grants that would help you to maybe push through your scholarship. So if this is something that you really, really love and want for yourself, please come. Else you would have only the recordings to listen to, and you may not have the opportunity to ask direct questions like we do often during the exchange sessions. So I'll see you all in the WhatsApp group. We would meet again at the end of the month, last Saturday of the month. And then we are also making already preparations for the July session. We have 2 colleagues who will be coming from Sankofa. And thanks to our partnership, they will be taking us through. Lillian, I saw your hand up. Was it an error? Was it an error,
It was
Lillian?
an error. It was an error.
Okay,
Sorry
perfect.
about
No worries. It's fine. It's fine. Um, okay, Alfonso has a very detailed text for you, Madam Khadija. She says, kudos to Madam Kadi and team. Thank you for an outstanding session today. You successfully demystified supply chain management and made it incredibly simple to understand. No small feat for someone outside the field. Connecting it to cloud computing was the bridge I needed. Your smart introduction made logistics feel approachable, even engaging. Now I clearly see that while supply chains move physical products, the cloud transports the data that makes the movement intelligent, visible, and efficient. That clearly is a direct result of your teaching. Kudos to the entire team for a well-structured, insightful presentation. Looking forward to more sessions like this. Best regards, Alfonso. Thank you so much, Alfonso. This really warms my heart. Thank you so much for the feedback. And it's at this level I turn it over to Madam Khadija for her final words before we call it an evening or a night. Cynthia, please do screenshots of questions that we had in the chat for today's session and share with me, please. And this feedback, and Alfonso's feedback, please do screenshot and share, please. Thank you. And we had another one. Okay, you're a participant. Yeah, sure. So over to you, Madam Kadi.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. I sincerely appreciate everyone, starting from Madam Marita. Thank you so much for the platform. This is a very wonderful platform. It's educative and interesting. Fantastic program you've got. So more elbows to you. More kudos, kudos, kudos. Thank you so much. And to the participants, thank you so much for the remarks. Thank you. We are still learning. Every day learning is a continuous process. We unlearn what we've learned before. We unlearn it. We'll relearn, and we'll still keep on learning. So I will urge each and every one of us to continue engaging on the platform, and also seek to learn new things, more things. Make sure that you have ideas in all of this. Like I said before now, logistics before now is just recently, or like, let me say, like few years back, that is just been introduced to some of the institutions, especially here in the part of Africa of Nigeria. So it's a very good course. People, like, virtually everything we do runs around logistics, runs around supply chain management. So it's a nice course that you need to look into. It's a very interesting course. There are chartered institutions for it. So it's a very nice course. So I wish every one of us success in every of our endeavors. We look forward to see more of you. And please invite more people to this platform. It's an educative platform where we learn new things every day. So, and I'm so happy to be in this platform. Very happy. I'm still a student. I'm still learning. So, and I'm still learning in Defense Academy. I'm still learning. So I urge every one of us to learn more about this course. This course is very interesting. When you come to the course, you like it so well. It's so interesting. In fact, everybody now wants to learn, especially the officers, the armies. They want to go into logistics, everything. There's money in logistics, so procurement. And you have procurement, you procure, you move your goods. So please, thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate you once again. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Khadija. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to having you again in our upper session. So we hope you would be able to still make time and come through for us. Thank you so much. But guys, how did I meet Madam Khadija? One of the most difficult things that I've been faced with organizing sessions for career chats with Nangla, first off, has been sourcing for guests on a monthly basis. If I share with you my challenges, my struggles, you would doubt why I still keep doing this. So I do not know how you use TikTok, but I met her on TikTok through her husband on TikTok on my page. So on my page, I have a little community on TikTok. And what I do on TikTok is to market my crafts on TikTok. So we have a small family we have there on TikTok. So I had met her husband, and her husband made me meet her. And then here she is today, right? So again, keep investing in your professional networks, no matter where you find yourself. Be of good conduct, continually build who you are and the network that you have. Yeah. So thank you very much, everybody. It's on this note that I want to wish us a very good night. I want to wish us a good evening or a good morning. And we look forward to seeing you again in our upcoming session on the 25th, on the 27th of June.
Session le 27 juin.
All right. So bye, everybody. And Madame Khadija, you could just hang in a bit.
Madame Khadija, vous pouviez rester pendant quelques minutes.
Okay, I'm here.
Great.
Je reste.
So bye, everybody. If you could excuse Madame Khadija and myself so that we could review the session.
Au revoir. Permettez-nous, moi et Madame Khadija, d'évaluer la session. Alors, une fois de plus, au revoir.
Okay. Au revoir, les collègues, les interprètes. Merci vraiment beaucoup, énormément. We refuse to exit. Cecilia, you go. I'll move you out. I am the host now. I've now been restored the host. I will send you out. Bye, everybody. No, Cynthia says she can't. We refuse to exit. Thank you, Cynthia. I saw the snapshots. Thank you so much, colleagues, for handling the back end so well. Thank you. Okay. So, Madam Khadija, I just want us to go through the evaluation from colleagues. Right, again, congratulations on today. Oh my God, you did an amazing job. You did a formidable job.
Thank you. My first time on web now. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You will do many more. You are going to do many more. So you see, it might not be so different from what you do on site, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. So thank you so much again for coming and for delivering such a masterpiece. I really do appreciate you. So after every session, I try and go through the session and I discuss with the host what participants thought about the session. So for the very first time, you got from them or verbally, so you know how the session went. I don't think there was anything that wasn't on the positive side. So I think there were great feedbacks. So for today's session, we had participants from Brazzaville, Cameroon, Ghana, Thailand. Oh wow, this is amazing. Yeah. So totally we had like 22 participants at some points, if not plus. I just was checking from time to time. And this is one of the highest number of male participation we've had. Today they rarely go above they rarely get to 38. So today we had 38.9 male and then 61.1 female representation. And then there were just a couple of words on the form. We always have a question like, how will you describe the session? So we have people saying it was amazing. And the highest number of participants said it was interesting. We had incredible, insightful, on point, timely, detailed. Yeah, we had feedbacks like that. And then we asked what part of the presentation did you find more impactful? How they said the responses we have here are responses such as how to invest in logistics as an entrepreneur, the supply chain management, what SCM is very important in logistics industry, warehousing, the wholesale supply chain was really interesting, sustainable SCM and career opportunities, management of data, both physical and cloud. Somebody says all. Another person says about the supply chain management and its importance, explanations of the term used, the career, the types of logistics we use. We usually practice it without knowing how it is called, and the case study, which helped me understand the process of SCM, all the activities in SCM. The part where she spoke about cloud computing, it was new to me and fascinating. The part where I realized supply chain management is not as complex as my mind had thought. It's a subject everyone should know. Personally, I will dive into more research. Wow. Wow, I'm impressed. The whole presentation was extremely edifying and helpful for a beginner in entrepreneurship like me. But what really got me in was the supply chain and stock management. That part of the presentation answered so many inner questions I had. Thanks for the amazing job done. Technologies in supply chain management. The part that focuses on customer service is the customer service function within supply chain management, especially areas like order processing, shipment tracking, communication, and issues resolution. This ensures clients receive timely updates, proactive problem solving, and personalized support, which directly impacts satisfaction and loyalty. So these are feedbacks you got from participants. Wow. So we asked, yeah. So we asked questions as how can we improve the next session? Participants say maybe topics should be taken for better maybe topics should be taken for better understanding since today was all-round introduction. Okay. Not applicable, to go slowly. Somebody says it was just right. Somebody says, well, the pictures displayed and voice were not the same. You were a little fast. I don't know. Maybe it should be a lot of people were complaining about the network challenge. So I think
Okay,
that,
it's fast.
yeah. So I think especially with regards to the slides not matching with the explanation, if the person's network on their site is not so good, the slides will load very slowly. So I think the person was faced with maybe a network challenge or so. Okay. Somebody says moderate presentation speed. Another person says one course at a time because so many were discussed. Somebody says discuss the supply chain management element in detail. Somebody says more visibility. The teachings are so educative. Nobody should miss it. Somebody says increase invitation or in bracket awareness. Okay, we'll try. I mean, we did this throughout the week and we have put this on Instagram, Facebook,
All
X,
your
and
platforms.
LinkedIn. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, somebody says make it a little bit slow and write explanations down on screen each time the guest is talking. I don't know how you're supposed to do this.
It will be too much. Okay, anyway. Maybe
No, it
just
will,
few explanation of the key points.
but the thing
Like,
is, if you're
okay.
keen, you would listen. You would listen. Except you're the kind of person whose head is in all directions. Oh my God, I had forgotten to cut this.